The Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will, by the servant of God, Luisa Picaretta, little daughter of the Divine Will. For private use only. Meditations for the month of May, for the House of the Divine Will. May 6, 1930. Luisa Picaretta. Fiat. JMJ. Maternal Appeal of the Queen of Heaven. Dearest daughter, I feel the irresistible need to descend from heaven to make you my maternal visits. If you assure me of your filial love and faithfulness, I will remain always with you in your soul, to be your teacher, model, example, and most tender mother. I come to invite you to enter into the kingdom of your Mama, that is, the kingdom of the Divine Will, and I knock at the door of your heart, that you may open it to me. You know, with my own hands I bring you this book as gift. I offer it to you with maternal care, so that in your turn, in reading it, you may learn to live of heaven, and no longer of earth. This book is of gold, my child. It will form your spiritual fortune, your happiness, also terrestrial. In it you will find the font of all goods. If you are weak, you will acquire strength. If you are tempted, you will achieve victory. If you have fallen into sin, you will find the pitying and powerful hand that will lift you up again. If you feel afflicted, you will find comfort. If cold, the sure means to get warm. If hungry, you will enjoy the delicious food of the Divine Will. With it you will lack nothing. You will no longer be alone, because your Mama will keep you sweet company, and with her every maternal care, she will take on the commitment of making you happy. I, the Celestial Empress, will take care of all your needs, provided that you consent to live united with me. If you knew my yearnings, my ardent sighs, and also the tears I shed for my children, if you knew how I burn with the desire that you listen to my lessons, all of heaven, and learn to live of Divine Will. In this book, you will see wonders. You will find a Mama who loves you so much as to sacrifice her own beloved son for you, in order to allow you to live of that same life of which she lived upon earth. Oh, please, do not give me this sorrow. Do not reject me. Accept this gift of heaven that I am bringing you. Welcome my visit, my lessons. Know that I will go throughout the whole world. I will go to each individual, to all families, to religious communities, to every nation, to all peoples. And if needed, I will go around for entire centuries, until as Queen, I have formed my people, and as Mother, my children, who would know the Divine Will and let it reign everywhere. Here is the purpose of this book explained to you. Those who will welcome it, with love, will be the first fortunate children who will belong to the kingdom of the Divine Fiat. And I, with gold characters, will write their names in my maternal heart. See, my child, that same infinite love of God, which in redemption wanted to use me in order to make the eternal Word descend upon earth, is now calling me into the field once again, entrusting to me the difficult task, the sublime mandate of forming on earth the children of the kingdom of his divine will. Therefore, with maternal care I set to work, and I prepare for you the way which will lead you to this happy kingdom. For this purpose, I will give you sublime and celestial lessons, and finally, I will teach you special and new prayers, through which you will commit the heavens, the sun, the creation, my very life and that of my Son, and all the acts of the saints, so that in your name they may impetrate the adorable kingdom of the divine will. These prayers are the most powerful, because they bind the very divine operating. By means of them, God will feel disarmed and conquered by the creature. Confident of this help, you will hasten the coming of his most happy kingdom, and with me you will obtain that the divine will be done on earth as it is in heaven, according to the desire of the divine Master. Courage, my daughter. Make me content, and I will bless you. Prayer to the Celestial Queen for each day of the month of May. Immaculate Queen, my Celestial Mother, I come onto your maternal knees to abandon myself in your arms as your dear daughter, in order to ask of you, with the most ardent sighs, in this month consecrated to you, the greatest of graces, that you admit me to live in the kingdom of the divine will. Holy Mamma, you who are the queen of this kingdom, admit me to live in it as your daughter, that it may no longer be deserted, but populated by your children. Therefore, Sovereign Queen, I entrust myself to you, that you may lead my steps in the kingdom of the divine will. And as I cling to your maternal hand, you will lead all my being to live perennial life in the divine will. You will be my Mamma, and to you, as my Mamma, I deliver my will, that you may exchange it with the divine will, and so I may be sure I will not go out of its kingdom. Therefore I pray you to illumine me, in order to make me comprehend what will of God means. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now, and at the hour of our death. Amen. Little Sacrifice of the Month. Each morning, midday, and night, 3 times a day, let us go on to the knees of our Celestial Mamma and say to her, My Mamma, I love you. And you, love me and give a sip of divine will to my soul. Give me your blessing, that I may do all of my actions under your maternal gaze. Day 17. The Queen of Heaven, in the kingdom of the divine will, leaves the temple. Marriage with Saint Joseph. Divine mirror to which she calls to reflect themselves all those who are called by God to the marital state. The soul to her Celestial Mamma. Holy Mamma, Today, more than ever, I feel the need to remain clasped in the arms of my Mama, so that the divine will which rests in you may form the sweet enchantment to my will, that it may keep it subdued, and it may not dare to do anything which is not will of God. Your lessons of yesterday made me comprehend the life imprisonment into which the human will casts the poor creature. And I so much fear that my will may make little escapes from me and take its place in me again. Therefore I entrust myself to you, my Mama, that you may watch over me so much that I may be sure to live always of divine will. Lesson of the Queen of Heaven. Cheer up, my child. Have courage and trust in your Mama, and an iron resolution never to give life to your will. Oh, how I would love to hear from your lips, "My Mama, my will is ended, and the divine fiat has total empire in me." These are the weapons that make it die continuously, and conquer the heart of your Mama, to use all the loving arts of mother, so that her child may live in the kingdom of her Mama. For you it will be sweet death, which will give you true life, and for me it will be the most beautiful victory I will achieve in the kingdom of the divine will. Therefore have courage and trust in me. This trust is of the cowardly, and of those who are not really committed to obtaining victory, and therefore they are always without weapons. And without weapons one cannot win, and is always inconstant and vacillating in doing good. Now, my child, listen to me. I continued my life in the temple, and my little escapes up there to my celestial fatherland. I had my rights of daughter to make my little visits to my divine family, which more than father belonged to me. But what was not my surprise when, in one of these visits of mine, they made known to me that it was their will for me to leave the temple, first to unite myself in bond of marriage, according to the custom of those times, to a holy man called Joseph, and to withdraw together with him to live in the house of Nazareth. My child, in this step of my life, in appearance, it seemed that God wanted to put me in a trial. I had never loved anyone in the world, and since the divine will extended through my whole being, my human will never had one active life. Therefore the seed of human love was missing in me. How could I love a man in the human order, as great a saint as he might be? It is true that I loved everyone, and that my love toward all was so great that my love of mother had inscribed them in my maternal heart, one by one, with indelible characters of fire. But this was all in the order of divine love, and human love compared to the divine can be called shadows, shadings, atoms of love. Yet, my child, that which in appearance seemed to be a trial, and as though strange for the sanctity of my life, God used in an admirable way, in order to fulfill his designs, and to grant me the grace which I so much longed for, that is, the descent of the Word upon earth. God gave me the safeguard, the defense, the help, so that no one could talk about me, about my honesty. Saint Joseph was to be the cooperator, the tutor, who was to take care of that bit of the human which we needed, as well as the shadow of this celestial paternity, in which our little celestial family on earth was to be formed. So in spite of my surprise, immediately I said, Fiat, knowing that the divine will would not harm me or prejudice my sanctity. Oh, had I wanted to put in one act of my human will, even in the aspect of wanting to know no man, I would have sent to ruin the plans of the coming of the Word upon earth. Therefore it is not the diversity of states that prejudices sanctity, but the lack of divine will, and of the fulfillment of one's duties to which God calls the creature. All states are holy, marriage too, as long as the divine will is present in them, as well as the exact sacrifice of one's duties. But the great part are indolent and lazy, and not only do they not make themselves saints, but they make of their state some a purgatory, and some a hell. So as I learned that I was to leave the temple, I did not say a word to anyone, waiting for God himself to move the external circumstances, to make me fulfill his adorable will, as indeed it happened. The superiors of the temple called me, and said to me that it was their will, and also the custom of those times, that I prepare myself for marriage. I accepted. Miraculously, among many, the choice fell upon Saint Joseph, and so the marriage was formed, and I left the temple. Therefore I pray you, child of my heart, that in all circumstances you take to heart the divine will alone, if you want the divine designs to be accomplished over you. The soul. Celestial Queen, your child entrusts herself to you. With my trust, I want to wound your heart, and may this wound always say in your maternal heart, Fiat, Fiat, Fiat. So your little child always asks from you. Little sacrifice. Today, to honor me, you will come onto my knees and will recite 15 glory bees to thank the Lord for all the graces he granted me up to the 15th year of my life, especially for having given me the company of a man so holy as was Saint Joseph. Ejaculatory prayer. Powerful Queen, give me the weapons to wage battle, to make me conquer the will of God. You have reached the end of Day 17 of the Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will. Fiat.